Good morning, everybody. Well, it's just about morning anyway. And welcome to another day of landscape photography in the Lake District National Park. Now, today I'm at Ranadale, just near Crummock Water, and I'm having an explore of the bluebells. Now, the bluebells at Ranadale are quite famous. They're quite hard to find. If you kind of just park up at Crummock Water, you won't find them. You have to kind of keep going a little bit and then you'll find them. But also, for me anyway, they're quite challenging because bluebells for me are normally in woodland, not on the side of a hill, out in the open. So this is quite a challenge for me. And I've had a mooch around, I've had a wander around, and I found a couple of subjects, or I found one in particular, I should say, that has highlighted to me the importance of light. Now, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to explore with you guys the importance of light. And there's two sort of quotes that I've had rattling around in my head. So the first one is that allegedly the human eye can see a candle, a naked candle, at a range of 1 mile. So that says to me that the human eye, the human brain, the psyche, the mind, all that sort of stuff is going to be immediately drawn to points of light and spots of light. And I know that sounds obvious, but realizing that psychological response and then choosing to do something about it is two different things. You got to be aware of it. Otherwise, you won't think about it when you create your picture. And I think that's just as relevant for a photograph, a painting, embroidery, tapestry, whatever sort of image you're trying to create. Using light to draw the viewer's attention to your main subject is crucial. Otherwise, the eye is just going to scan across the content, look for a line, look for something that is an item of interest in order to lock onto. So here, in this open field of bluebells, I found a tree. In fact, I found several trees, but one in particular. But the problem that I've got is that because of the sunlight, the tree and the bluebells and its surroundings, they all sort of merge together. They don't. The light that's falling on the scene right now anyway, which is, as you can see on my face, just bright sunlight, it's a nice scene. But the tree gets lost in the background. The tree isn't highlighted. The tree and the bluebells don't get highlighted. And it's that I'm trying to draw the viewer's attention to, and the eye of the viewer, of course. There's also a quote, and I can't remember the exact quote. I think it was a quote by a gentleman called Luca Lacchi, an Italian photographer. And again, I can't remember the exact words, but the sentiment of the quote was something like the fact that the subject itself is secondary. What's actually important is how the subject is seen and how the story is told. And what I'm going to talk you through right now is using light in order to make sure that my subject and my story is told really, really clearly. So I'm just going to spin the camera around. It's going to be an interesting challenge because it's actually quite windy, but we'll give it a go, and I'll try and show you what my subject is and what my challenge is. So let me just spin the camera around. So there is my subject, that tree. Let me just swap my hand around. Where's my finger? There's my finger. So there's my tree. I have a bank of bluebells at the bottom and then the tree. Now on my main camera, I'm actually zoomed in quite significantly in order to focus the attention on the tree, the bluebells, and what's going on behind. I found a nice balance in the frame. My corners are all nicely contained. The bluebells just acts as a bank or a foundation for the frame. And there right now, that's sort of the opposite of what I'm trying to achieve. So what I actually want is I want the tree and the bluebells lit and I then want the bank at the back, the hillside behind, to be in a deep shadow. And the act of doing that will highlight the tree and highlight the bluebells to the point where it's obvious that's what the image is about. And that's kind of what I waited for. I'm waiting for the light to do that for me. Now, I've picked today very, very specifically because I know today with broken clouds scudding around that I'll have spots of light moving over the landscape. So I've kind of used the weather conditions, if you like, to make the most of that fact, to make the most of that situation. It's not just that I'm being super smart and super cute. Right, let me turn the camera back around again. If you are enjoying this video and would like to support my channel, then please click on the thumbs up icon indicated here. To be notified when I upload new content, which will be every 2 weeks, then please consider subscribing. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. As well as subscribing, click on the bell icon and select all in order to get these notifications. All updates for new videos appear here on the top right hand side of your YouTube homepage. Right, so that's my challenge. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Settings wise, I'm actually using my longest lens. I can't turn around because otherwise I'm going to turn into the wind, but what I might try and do is do that a little bit. There we go. You can see a bit of me and a bit of the camera, like so. So I'm using my longest lens, which is a 40 to 150 millimeter lens. I'm about 60 millimeters, something like that, which is fine. I'm using f2.8 because I want to use depth of focus to complement the light and really make sure that the viewer's attention is held on the tree. If the bluebells are slightly soft, that doesn't really matter. They're blue. The viewer will know that they're bluebells. I might even entitle it, Bluebells of Lake District or whatever. But it'll be obvious. It won't be, whoa, hello, where am I going? It's not going to be a sort of a smudge of blue. In fact, the light is now behaving whilst I'm watching what's going on. Oof, awesome. That might actually do it. What I've also done whilst I'm watching the light, oh, there you go, it's fading off the tree now, so that's not quite so effective. What I've also done is I've manually focused because I don't want the camera to be hunting and trying to work out what's going on, especially as the light levels go up and down. The other thing that I've done is I've underexposed by, let me just have a look, 1 2/3 of a stop. Now the reason why I've done that is because I know that when light levels, sorry, I keep stopping because the sun is behaving. I know that when the light is on the tree and the bluebells, that the light on the subject is going to shoot up quite significantly. But I want the fell behind, I want the hillside behind to be dark and almost indistinct. And in software, I'm not going to bring the shadows up, might even darken them down a little bit more, just to make that emphasis, that story, or that element of the frame just a little bit more obvious. And that's it. I'm just trying to use this video to tell you the story of how this image was created and why I've chosen to do what I've chosen to do. I've just suddenly realized that I'm facing into the wind. The other thing I've done technically is I'm using a cable release. Now, ordinarily with a long lens, I would use a 2-second timer, but with the light changing and moving so quickly, a 2-second timer, the light could change in 2 seconds, and the effect that I'm trying to produce, the highlight on the subject, will have gone. So cable release just gives me the opportunity to, when the light is right and it's falling just as I like, just to actually grab the frame. So it's a very, very simple, very quick and straightforward example, but really, really, really important. And I would encourage all of you, when you're out in the landscape, to think about how the light is falling on your subject and use it to your advantage. I mean, if it's a clear blue sky with the sun, beaming down all the time, well, you're not going to have that choice. But on a day like today, where there's broken cloud moving around, light is coming and going, and obviously I'm in a mountainous place, so you're going to have spots of light moving over the landscape because the landscape undulates. That gives you a fantastic opportunity to use that to your advantage, really, really highlight your subject. That's it for this one. Nice and quick, nice and short, but really, really important. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please stay safe, please stay well, and yeah, I shall see you out and about again, and keep exploring. See you on the next one. Take care, be good. Just doing it again. Yes, like it.